In this video, we will continue with the same chapter, retrieving data, retrieving data using queries, in which we will be learning about using functions in queries. As we have various functions which we have already studied in the Excel as well, like average, count, max, min, sum, but group by we have not studied. The average returns you the average of number of values we can pass, and it will return you the average. And if I just use count, I can just count the number of values in that field, maximum value, minimum, sum, like that. And group by, it group the query data according to the selected field name. Functions are executed according to the specified group only. Okay, so in SQL this function corresponds with the group by clause. So just see how we are going to use this function. For example, this is a table I have. What I want is, I want to use I want to count how many students are there in ninth and how many students are there in 10th. On the class, I want to use the function count. For that, what I can do is, I can just go to the create query design, and I can add that table in which I have those fields. After adding that, I can just have roll number, whichever field I want. Suppose if I want the student names and the class. Okay, and I want the group by clause. So for that, I need to click on total. You will get a group by clause over here in the total. And I want to group by class, because ninth have one class, and group by groups should be made on the class. And over here I want which function to be calculated, the count. It should return me the count, how many students of class 9, 10, 10th, like that. See, can you see, in ninth we have 2 and in 10th I have 4. See, you can check it. In ninth we are having 2 students, and in 10th we have 4 students. So this is how I can use functions with the group by clause. Alright. After this, we will continue with the SQL, structured query language. It is used in RDBMS for writing queries. And we have two types of commands in it. One is DDL, data definition language. Another is DML, data manipulation language. Some commands comes under DDL, like create, alter, drop, truncate, rename. And some other commands like select, insert, update, delete comes under DML. Okay, now apart from this theoretical part, I would like to explain you how to use some of these functions. So commonly used SQL commands we are going to practice. I'll just tell you how to use these commands. For that, I'll just open a new file. I'll open a blank document, the blank database. After this, I just want to create a new table, but for that I have to open to the query design and just close it. Once you open the query design, you will be able to see the SQL on the right side, bottom right corner. You can see SQL. I'll just click on that, and I will be able to make a query here. Suppose if I want to create a table, I can just write down create table and the name of the table. Okay, suppose the name of the table is client. Okay, after that I'm opening the simple bracket, and after that I can write client ID. I have to write its field, as we made a table student in which I had roll number, names, like that. I am making the table client, which is having the field name like client ID, and its type is integer. It is going to store the integer value, numbers. Okay, comma, and I'll put an enter and come to the next line. Then I want to store the first name, and that is a varchar. As I told you the difference earlier also class, char stores if I take the first name as cat 20, so it is taking all the time fixed 20. But if your name is only of 5 letters, so it is just wasting 15 bytes in just occupying that. But instead of char, if you have taken var char, it will be able to adjust the spaces. If only 5 bytes are required, it is going to take 5 bytes only, not all the time 20 bytes. Maximum it will be taking 20 because we have to pass the number inside this varchar. If I am passing 20, so that means I can take maximum 20, but less than 20 can also be there. But in the case of char 20, it will remain fixed 20. Suppose last name I need to take, last name I'm taking again of 20 characters, so varchar 20, put a comma, come to the next line. Mobile number, suppose if I want to save, I'll just take the name as mobile, and again, because there is no calculation required, and sometimes we need to give the STD code, and there hyphen should be there in before before the number, so between the STD code and the number. So in these kinds of situation, you should not take it as integer, because integer should be taken wherever the calculations are required. So over here again I can take the varchar, and I can close the simple round bracket. After this I need to close the simple round bracket, and I can put a semicolon. After this I just need to click on run. See, the table is created. Now I can just click on the table and I can enter the value. Suppose C001 is my client ID 1, and then I can enter the, oh, because it is a number I cannot enter C. Suppose if it is 1, and then I can move on to the first name. The name of the client I need to give, so I need to give a name over here. Move on next. And just give a number. This is how you just need to keep on moving by entering the name, last name, and the mobile number. This is how you can enter the values once created. Now suppose if I want to display all these values again using the same method, let me save it and close it. Okay, once I just close it, I want to make another query. So for that, what I can do is I can go to the create query design, let the SQL come over there. Once it appears, I just click on SQL and I can write select star from, the table name was client. It has displayed all the records from the client table, because star means everything. Select star from that table means everything from that table. So it has displayed the whole table. Okay class, as you, when you create that field, as I just wrote that client ID integer, after that you can just write not null if you do not want any null value to be entered by user, or you can also write primary key if you want to make it a primary key. Now we can also insert the value using the same method. Instead of giving the values through this, let me close the tables. After closing the tables, I am again opening that SQL window, and once I open that SQL window, I just want to insert the value from this statement only. I will be writing insert into, what is the name of the table? Client. Insert into the name of the table. After that you can open the bracket, and after that you can just there's no need to open the bracket, you can just simply move to the next line and just write values. Open the bracket, now give the values. So first value is the number, I guess. After that, the second, we need to give it in a sequence. If you want to skip the sequence, if you want to give it according to your way, then you need to have this opening and closing bracket after writing the insert into table name. Over here also you need to write down like only first name if you want to enter. So within bracket you will write down first name, and in the values you can give the value